Now, Hailey spends her time serving in NHS, participating in her Bible study and D groups, and playing field hockey, soccer, and lacrosse for Houston Christian. Now, outside of school, she loves spending time with friends and family, and Hailey is looking into the role that doctrine, women, and culture plays in church schisms, specifically in the American Protestant Church. Now, please welcome Hailey Stagner.
Our world is divided. From the international level to inside each and every one of us, there is division. Internationally, we see conflicts such as the Russo-Ukrainian war and the tensions of the Middle East devastate millions and kill thousands upon thousands. Nationally, Republicans and Democrats seem so prone to disagreement that unity feels more like a far-fetched dream than anything that may become reality. Inside our own homes, parents and children argue time and time again, and divorce has become a mainstay in our society. One place that is called to unity, but is facing these very same divisions, is the church. In 1 Corinthians 1:10, Paul, an apostle who wrote numerous books of the New Testament, wrote to the church in Corinth, saying, "I appeal to you, brothers, by the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, that all of you agree, that there be no divisions among you, but that you be united in the same mind and the same judgment." Now, Paul was writing this in the time immediately following the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus Christ, because even then, the church was divided. This division has been prevalent in church history since the beginning. From 1054 in the Great Schism, which caused the Roman Catholic Church and the Eastern Orthodox Church to divide, to the 1500s, where Martin Luther's 95 Theses encouraged people to break away from the Catholic Church to form Protestant churches, to today, where there are over 45,000 different denominations worldwide. The church is not united. But why? What is causing all these divisions? Well, in American church history, there are three main causes. The first being doctrine. Doctrine, as defined by the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, is a principle or position, or the body of principles in a branch of knowledge or system of belief. It's important to know that every church has a doctrine, because every church is teaching something. And because of this, doctrine is a factor in almost every single church division. This is especially true when church leaders disagree about the theology they are teaching, and because of that, decide to split apart. Now, the second reason churches divide is the role of women in the church. This is especially true in the early 20th century during the fundamentalist modernist divides. During this time, women were gaining additional rights outside of the church, as evidenced through the passing of the 19th Amendment in 1920, giving women the right to vote. And because of this, inside of the church, women wanted additional spheres of influence. To gain these additional spheres of influence, women redefined missions as women's work, because they cannot be in the same spheres of influence as men. Now, because they are upholding this long-held tradition of men and women having separate spheres of influence, why is this causing division? The reason for this is fundamentalists who wanted to stick with the status quo were at war with the modernists who wanted to change with the times, so wanted to change to have women's work as missions. Now, the role of women in the church is still causing divisions today, especially in relation to the ordination of female ministers, because this is not a universally agreed upon topic in the church. So, the third reason that churches divide is culture. This was true in the antebellum period in the lead up to the Civil War. During this time, Southerners practiced the institution of slavery, and as well during this time, Northerners, especially Northern Christians, were having greater calls for the abolition of this practice. So, Southerners, facing Northern calls for abolition, decided to split apart from Northern churches. This led to the division that caused the Southern Baptist and American Baptist churches, a division we still see today. Again, culture is still causing divisions today. We see this through queer ministers and the ordination of queer ministers. So there are three main ideas on this topic. The first being that being queer and acting upon queer attractions is not a sin. The second being that being queer is not a sin, but acting on queer attractions is. And the third being that both being queer and acting on queer attractions is a sin. This comes to a head in divisions in the ordination of queer ministers, because ministers are called to be above reproach and called to a higher standard. So if queer ministers are living in sin, they should not be ordained as ministers. So now we know some reasons why churches are so divided. But what does that mean for you and me? Why do we decide to leave the churches we go to, and why do we decide to join new ones? We know the reasons why churches divide. We know the big picture. Now it's time to focus on the little one. Thank you.